So what I find is a lot of people write big ideas, right, and far fewer actually try to shoot them. Um, so what made you say, right, Infinite Worlds, and the Invasion Planet Earth? What made you sit down and go, actually, do you know what? I'm going to make these.
Yeah, well, quite honestly, I've been in the film industry for a long time, and since about 1988, and all I've ever really wanted to do is sci-fi, but technology wasn't kind of there, and you needed big budgets, and I always wondered, should I have gone to Hollywood? I don't know. I dabbled, but never really did it, and but I realised I hit a point when I got to about 45. I thought Hollywood aren't going to ring me up and offer me this sci-fi movie. They're not going to do it. And I'd made a horror film and I'd done loads of TV and edited other people's films. Nobody was doing it. And I thought, could I do it? And I just thought, you know what? There comes a point when no one's going to offer it to me. So if I don't just get on with it and do it, and that's what it was. What I didn't realize about Invasion Planet Earth, quite honestly, is it took me nearly 20 years to make. And I'll very, very briefly, the first 10 years was chasing money, was running around, was being offered carrots here and promises, and it all collapsed. And it got me into a lot of difficulty. And the second 10 years was when I thought, I'm going to do it anyway. I'll crowdfund it, because that was all taken off. We had, the internet was good. We had social media. Suddenly I could reach audiences, in a really simplistic way. And then that was what motivated me. I just thought, bugger it, I'm going to do it. Excuse my French, sorry. I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get on with it and do it. And it took me on a 10-year journey, and it was a slog. But it was that little boy in me, that Star Wars freak, that just had to do it. I had to do it, and I did it. And I'm very proud of myself. So there you go.
So as I always say, you made that leap from a film talker to a filmmaker, which
Yes.
is it's the biggest leap we all have to make. And I think a lot of it comes down to confidence with filmmakers to actually go and do something.
Yeah.
So when you're making something that needs to feel bigger than the budget you have, what's the first things you have to get right with that?
Well, first of all, I've stopped thinking about, can I afford it? Can I afford it? I've been thinking, how can I do it? How can I do it? And I mean, Invasion was, I don't know if you've watched Invasion Planet Earth, but we had crowds of thousands. And once I started, the first thing I did when I crowdfunded it, I'd shot a couple of little bits. I'd shot a moon shot, and I'd done a few little shots, I'm like, I'm on the road. But I thought, if I'm going to do this, I need an audience, and I need to get people really behind me. And so I had this scene in the film I remember seeing a film called Gorgo in the, early 70s. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was like a British Godzilla. And it was really British, but it was this dinosaur, this great two dinosaurs walking around London, wrecking London Bridge. And it was like, but they had these crowd scenes. They were absolutely brilliant. And I remember them as a kid, all these people running up and down the streets. And I thought, if I could do something like that. And what was quite interesting was I was doing a bit of work for a distributor, and he had all these old films, and suddenly there's Gorgo on Beta SP. So I did the work. I had to do some little editing tweaks on it, but I cut out all the crowd shots and I put them in one big chunk. And I thought, and I worked out how they did it. They just shot a camera here and a camera there, and the people ran up and down, and so I kind of replicated that, but. I managed to convince central Birmingham, to let me have a big section of the city for like one Sunday evening. And I thought, and I'd never done anything like this before. And I thought, how can I get people on board? And a whole bunch of us just went online and we said, come and be extras in our movie. Come and turn up. Come and get blasted by aliens. And we did it for weeks and weeks. And we had this day, and I had my cameraman friend Gordon was going to shoot it. And then other people started saying, well, we'll come in. So I had about 8 camera people. And I rocked up, and I had no idea really who was going to turn up. And 900 extras turned up. And it was a dream for me. It was a dream come true. And it set the bar high to start with. And I had all these great crowd scenes. And so I built the film from then. But all those people that came, that 900 people, joined my mailing list or joined my Facebook group, as it was at the time, and that was it. And that was for me. That was that. There's no turning back now. The bar's high. You've got to go. And so this 9-10 year journey began really, but it was fantastic.